Hey Deep Blue Sea fans! I love the original Deep Blue Sea. It's one of my, if not my all-time favorite movies. It's like Jurassic Park meets Jaws and rated R. So when I found out Arrow Films was doing a Blu-ray of it, I ordered one. It comes with lots of content, so maybe I'll do a separate video on it one day. But getting to the point of the video, I'd always wanted Deep Blue Sea toys as a kid, but there weren't any. You'd think there would have been, and sure enough, when I opened the extras on the Blu-ray, lo and behold, I finally got a taste of what that would have been like if they'd made them. They never did, but here we have the concept art from 1996. So here's an appetizer for what's to come. This is what got me excited when I saw these. I was pretty surprised. They're not that great, but still cool, and I would have enjoyed to have one in my pool as a kid, but I had this instead. I think what I had was slightly better, but I like the colors on these. They're little shark fins, as you can see here. There's different types. There would have been Robo Shark, Tiger Shark, and Reef Tip. They look really cool if you ask me. They would have swam around the pool by themselves, so you could have pretended your pool has a shark in it and swim away from it. Or they would have been remote controlled so someone else could chase you with them, or you could chase someone else. I used to ask my grandma if she ever won the lottery to please buy me an animatronic shark to have in the pool, and I imagined it looking just like the Deep Blue Sea Mako, but what I had was closer to that than what these would have been. And anyways, speaking of sharks, here we have the sharks, and man were these creative and ambitious. So all of them have a button on their head used to activate the jaws, and then you'd squeeze the tail and activate that. So these three here are the most affordable ones. We have Mutant Manta Shark. This thing is so cool. It's cool because sharks and rays are related. It has a barbed tail unlike a regular shark, and its fins are more like a ray's. This thing could honestly be its own movie monster. Here's the Squid Hammerhead. As if a squid great white wasn't enough, they went the extra mile and did hammerheads. Like the Manta Shark, this thing absolutely could have been its own movie monster. You can see it had a beak and jaws and also tentacles. I guess it'd grab people with the tentacles and pull them into its mouth if it were real. And it says here it would have been see-through. This is because squids are sometimes see-through if I'm not mistaken. It would have come with a capture cradle so the humans could trap it. It's actually got a dolphin tail too, which is interesting. It kinda goes with the flat hammerhead it has. Now what I think would have been cool is, since it's already see-through, if you could somehow put a diver in its stomach. Really, I think they should all be able to swallow a human action figure, but it looks like they just chomped. And then our Mako actually doesn't really look a whole lot like the Mako from the movie, but that's okay, these are toys. It had sort of a draft design here, very unique, and you can see why it's called Mega Mouth. It would have come with a shark muzzle. I'm guessing you activate the jaws and the muzzle comes apart. And it also would have had fish chunk food that you could feed it, but that's not shown here. Now we have the United States Navy top secret special weapons. These probably would have been more pricey. First we have Boat Ram Tiger, and you'll see later it would have had something to ram. It sort of looks like the movie's Tiger Shark. It looks like the Navy gave us some special equipment to sink any boat. It would have had glowing red eyes and glow-in-the-dark weapons. Now we have Torpedo Attack Thresher. This one looks more like the Makos we see in the film. So it says it would have had removable torpedoes. I wonder if these would have been projectile. It also says glow-in-the-dark paint finish, so that could be the underbelly glows in the dark, or the weapons, I'm not sure. Now let's get to what they would have eaten. Let's just dive right in here. Here we have the diver figures. I'll start with the four heroes. We have Dr. Whitlock, who's named after a character from the movie. He would have had an orange wetsuit and some removable diver gear for when he's not in the water. He'd have flippers that could slide on and off his feet, and also a diving mask and oxygen tank rebreather unit that functions as one piece to slide over his head. He also has a tranquilizer crossbow for putting the sharks to sleep. Next to him we have John Tyler, who acts here as Carter Blake, even though we'll also have a shark hunter. He has a firing flare gun which it looks like he uses to fight sharks, not send a distress signal, and to fire it he has a glow-in-the-dark shark tracker scope, which is the helmet he puts on, and I'm guessing the visor glowed, but it's red, so maybe they mean the scope on the flare gun. Then we have Amy McAllister, who's named after Susan McAllister. She has a retractable snare and baby carpet shark, so she puts the snare over the shark and reels it in. Then she has a sonar locator, which is a satellite dish looking device she holds in a hand. Now finally we have Conrad the shark hunter. Sort of like Mulder from Jurassic Park, he has a reel-in action rod that serves the same purpose as the snare, and he also has a capture net backpack, which the killer Alan Grant also did. The way his works is you put the net on the backpack and you pull the lever and it launches the net. But where there's heroes, there's also villains. And here there's two. Ultra Shark Trackers. Evil bounty hunters who hunt sharks in their natural habitat. The habitat John Tyler and Amy McAllister have sworn to protect. That's all we really get for the story from this concept art. First, there's Deep Ocean Tracker, who is blue and white with a basic deep dive pressure suit. He'd have a crossbow like Whitlock. Next is the High Velocity Tracker with movable prop thrusters. You see those over his shoulders. I wonder if he could fly with it as well. He'd be the only one that could, as there wouldn't be a helicopter, but there would be other kinds of vehicles. First I'll show the one for the divers, which is called Submersible Vehicle. You can fit one human inside. It says here, enter the mutant shark's underwater world in this sleek protective vehicle. It would have had a light-up arc welder and movable robotic arms and turbo prop units. It's cool because there was actually originally supposed to be a scene in the movie where a character fights a shark in a submersible, and where there's submarines, there's boats. First off is the Rogue Shark Pursuit Boat. A mutant shark has escaped Barren Reef Laboratory. Fire the capture collar, then reel the escaped shark into the holding bay. So you see the collar here, then the shark would have rested on the boat as they brought it back to base, pouring water on it to keep it alive. Next up we have Rapid Rescue Jetcraft. A visitor to Barren Reef has fallen in. Removable side pod holds one figure, and an adjustable steering arm allows driver to sit or stand. Lastly, and this is the last toy we have, the Man-Eater Night Capture Boat, the ultimate vehicle at Barren Reef. Crane and examination tank light up for nighttime action. So you see here the robotic crane holds the shark, and then you drop it in the examination tank for study. You push the red button here to simulate a shark breaking the ship. That boat rammed Tiger Man, I tell you. And this is cool, you aim with the tranquilizer gun with a see-through eyepiece. This would have been the Kenner Jurassic Park command compound of the Deep Blue Sea toys. I'm thinking these might have been made by Kenner. The toys look similar to what they made, and they often did rated R movies like Terminator and Aliens and Predator. And these look like shark versions of their Jurassic Park figures. They lived on and away in Animal Planet toys, which Animal Planet is owned by Warner Bros., so I feel they may slightly have based the toys on Deep Blue Sea, because they often have a diver figure that looks like Carter Blake with a tank top and short blonde hair and muscles, and their sharks often look like Makos, being black and white. But I'm just guessing. Well, that about covers it, everyone. What do you think of these toys? Would you have played with them as a kid or collect them as an adult? They'd probably be rare. The Tiger Shark would probably be $500 on eBay, for example, but I don't think they ever made prototypes, unfortunately. So yeah, that's all I have here. Thanks for watching.